Isn't this such a lovely view? Occasionally, I just like being in this particular viewpoint so I can see the results of my handiwork. And yes, I will be fixing the smokestacks on the wool farm. It's bugging me more than it should. But welcome back to episode 214 of the Craftverse series. And as promised, we're going to go through a little tour of the changes I've made in the base, and I'll go over most of the duping I've done, so you guys can be up to date with all of the changes. Now, I would usually be very concerned if something happened to my armor. Wouldn't you? You spent hours grinding for it, went through the nether, the hell of the nether, and you managed to find your netherite. Ah, but alas, they made it so you needed to go get a special smithing template in order to apply said netherite. And you finally found it in the depths of a bastion. Or luckily, perhaps in one of the chests above that bastion depths. Who knows? Maybe you're lucky. I'm usually not. But you applied your netherite, and now you've had gear that can withstand the test of lava, fire, and knockback. And then you died and lost it all, and now you're sad, and probably took time off of the game because you couldn't go get it back. Or perhaps it fell into the void because your wings broke, and then you lost those too, and you have to figure out, do I play again? Do I have a backup that I can reinstall? Uh, all of these questions are kind of a moot point if you have no will to keep playing. And why waste the will to keep playing when this is such a wondrous game with no bugs or exploits? Wink, wink. Well, I have sated my need for backup sets. Let me explain. In my ender chest, you'll see I've got 3 boxes that are identical, that have the name of my sword, the Awkward Blade, as the first item. I have the full backup set of everything that's relevant and important in a Minecraft world. Food, money, diamonds, gold for trading, TNT for when you're angry, the ability to survive death, the ability to punch things infinitely, and, peaceful fishing. Also, screw that water. I don't need to go back through the nether. I can go to the nether if I want to. I don't need to go grinding for coal. I can wear a shirt if I don't feel like flying, but I also have wings. And, yeah, I don't need to go to trial chambers or blaze spawners or grind out ender chests at ships ever again. But wait, there's more. And wait, even more. That is just the beginning. When I say I have not wasted a single Minecraft day on AFK between episode 212 and 213, I am not exaggerating. And I will go into the wool farm ceiling where my duper resides and show you proof momentarily. But first, let me get these put back away and we'll go for a tour of the base, because there are some mighty changes. Get back in there. You will come when needed. Now, sadly, this does not look much different from the last time y'all saw it. But this definitely does. There were doors here before, and there were rooms. And now it is all one room. It's a lot more open. I can sort the things that I actually need. And I have furniture. Who knew? And each station has its own ender chest. Storage. I don't have that many keys. Potions. I don't actually think I need too much TNT. I like doing the manual diggy. I will probably run the raid farm and not need to dupe those. But, if I could find it in here. Where'd it go? Ahem. I have a bunch of those. Also, when I say I went ham, I mean whole hog, not just pork chops. Where did it go? You go back in there. You're in my main hotbar. Get in there. Okay, that is part one. Over here, this was completely full until I sorted everything. This was all of the chests, all of the shulker boxes that were sitting right here and have been sorted out, organized by enchanted and non-enchanted goods. Mostly those are irrelevant now that I have all of the netherite. My bed is still right in the middle of the floor because I don't have a designated room for it anymore. But that's fine. It's kind of irrelevant. This hasn't changed much, nor has this room. But while I'm here, I need to go grab a thing of dirt and a sapling. And these will become relevant soon. Let me grab some of my trusty bone meal. Oh, I'm almost out of bones, huh? We'll get to that in a minute. Here has gone through quite a transformation. I have multiple shulker boxes full of glass. This just makes me look broke, to be honest. But I have duped quite a bit with the sand duper. I've also duped a lot of these. So I won't have to worry about running out of redstone bits anytime soon. Even despite having a massive project for redstone coming up. I've also grabbed a bunch of the honey from the bee farm outside and put them to work. Yeah, I'm going to be using a bunch of this too. More that than the honey, but we'll get to that. I also managed to get a bunch more of this without having to go to the ice biome. That's going to be for regular ice. I don't know if I really care about blue ice. I don't know what the use is. Let me know in the comments. Is there more of a use for blue ice than regular ice? I know regular is the one that turns into water when you break it without silk touch, but I don't know what blue ice is good for other than what packed ice is already good for. Maybe going faster? I don't know. Let me know. This is the wool station. Over here, I went a little bit nutty. I also have one for gold and a netherite and coal. And I tracked down some of these, but they're not out here at the moment. The resin bricks are actually useful for something not in block format, because those can turn your armor trim orange, which is pretty cool. I might have to apply that somehow. What trims should I use? Let me know your recommendations in the comment section below. I'm curious. I might actually apply one of your changes. I kind of know which trims specifically that I want, but what colors would you put them as? Sadly, we can't use a Jeb named item and make yourself completely, RGB translucent, but colors. I have filled out the powder area, and you see there's a conduit chilling over there on the floor. I also went ahead and covered my base with dark prismarine because I had actually 20 left just from putting my pants on that build out there. And I made sure I had some of the tinted glass to go with everything. I also duped a bunch of these just so I had a little because I do plan on digging out my mine eventually. And when I do, I have a palette for it. But whatever I build, I won't have to worry about not being able to see in the rain or in the depths or dying of drowning in my area for the foreseeable future. I also duped up a good amount of bulbs. I'm not sure if or where I will ever use them. These will become relevant soon. Now I don't have to waste diamonds on jukeboxes. I do still need a bunch of jukeboxes to finish off my build. tracked down a couple of books and got some bookshelves done up, and finished up all of my terracotta. Oddly timed. Almost every single one of these has at least a shulker box, or maybe one off of a shulker box, so I could put that block underneath here. Except orange, which I didn't bother to do because I already have a place to collect it, and yeah, I didn't want to do any more. One thing I didn't do was make all of them into the glazed version and dupe those because my thumbs hurt. I'm sorry. Carpal tunnel's a bitch. Especially since I put forth all the effort with all of these beacons. I don't know what I would have needed all of these for, but I will never have to fight a wither again. Yes, I did that off camera because doing it on a Switch is absolutely ridiculously laggy, and it would not be fun to watch. I'm sorry. These are all empty that I have been using to cart items over, and every last one of these was full at one point of items that I carted into this particular storage unit. Literally, if a bomb goes off in my base, my game will like lock me out. You know those shulker boxes people would fill with books up to a certain point just to like chunk ban you? This base is a chunk ban. There's so many fucking items in here. I mean, just look at all the chests alone. And that's after all of the chests have been placed in this thing. As I said, I went through and sorted everything that I could. I also duped up the moss, both variants. This was from the sand duper, that was from the regular duper. Zeus, shut up! I'm talking here. I also have a bunch of decorated pots. No, not the kind you smoke. Different pot entirely. I don't have many. I literally have one sad flower pot. I don't think I need more, but I can get more for now. All of these have been sorted. I don't have hardly any of those because they're all used elsewhere. Yeah, I have a bunch of those, but that's for another time. I have a bunch of projects in the works. We're going to the wool farm after we go down here. I don't have a third level of this yet. Keyword yet. I will at some point be installing the end variation of these corridors. But as you can see, I have finished them up with the warped stem plank things. I also did a bit of clearing in the nether. We'll get to that shortly. But I have a bunch of obsidian and crying and lodestones for whatever those are worth. And if I decide I want to make a tunnel bore, which Doc might have given me a bug in my ear to do by watching his content, you know? I don't know. Maybe, possibly, who knows? I don't know why I would need to. It would just make things a little more convenient, I suppose. Yeah, I don't need glowstone. I have even more of this meant for another build later. I don't know what I would put in the bottom of this. These are meant to be like related, smaller versions of the item itself, but there isn't a smaller version of a shroomlight. Let me know, what should I put in that container that's related to a shroomlight? Could be interesting to see your thoughts. I am your conscience. You are now thinking about going to the fridge and getting a drink because you love yourself. But not that way, that's weird. I have these duped up just a little bit. I have some of these backed up, but I also have a full shulker box somewhere else. I don't know why I kept that 3 there. Just sad bricks. You know what? We're just going to act like that's not there, because I don't know why it is. And I went through and emptied these, aside from what I took out of my stack, so I could turn it into things. And these are also resin bricks. Yeah, I've been a little busy. I guess I should show you my nether hub. I'm curious to see your thoughts on my project. If you've been watching since Season 1 of The Awkward Kingdom, when I first got the idea to do this, This might look a little familiar to you. I never did actually finish the project. Oh, there's just pig people in here now. That's lovely. Well, they're non-aggressive, so it's fine. Just don't poke them with any kind of stick. This is about 5 high. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 4.5, because this is a slab on the floor. I have changed up all of the blocks that were leading to the farm, and I wrapped around a ring of prismarine, so I know that was for the Guardian farm. I have a bunch of shulker boxes over there with the blocks and what's underneath them, because this is significantly brighter than the nether usually is. And there's a reason for that. Yeah. 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 It's a lot. I've got a lot to do. My alt's going to be busy. I went all the way from current base, old base, stretched out the roof a little bit up to right here. I did not go out this way, which is why these are still the stone brick slabs. Everything that has a sea lantern under it is either wrapped around its portal or these stone slabs. I also went and did this to the raid farm. Wrapped around just a little bit. I might change out the palette. What would be better for a raid farm to label it with the floor? Perhaps fire spreads is off, so maybe dark oak, because of usually the way the structures generate is with dark oak roof. That could be interesting. Might have to get some slabs prepped up. It doesn't take that many to wrap around it. I also went down this way to where my stronghold portal resides. And I used the same end stone brick slabs that led up to it initially to wrap around it and had some extras left over. I like doing this, honestly, and I think I'm going to swap these out for stair blocks. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this aesthetic or just go with like another brick stair or something. Maybe purple for this one specifically because it contrasts with this and it's meant to go to the stronghold, which leads to the end. And I also have a plan on the overworld adaptation of the stronghold access. I haven't gone out this way, and somehow, even though I decided I'm going to go into 100 by 100, positive and negative, with these particular rooms at first, and I have it lined out in the square completely all the way around. I missed going to the part of it that would interrupt my ability to go to the surface by 2 blocks. So that worked out. Let's go back to the overworld. This is about all there is to see for my changes in the end at the moment, or in the nether at the moment. I don't have any end changes yet. Keyword. So we can come up here, and then I'll show you a little bit of what I've been doing. Hold on, what junk do I have in my pockets? Not too terribly much. I do still have a junk drawer. Don't get me wrong. I don't usually need to use it. I do actually need that piece of dirt. I didn't pick up that much because I didn't have that much room to pick stuff up with, so that's fine. Also, it's daytime based on what I saw on that clock, so we are good. It's just raining. One issue I have been having since I've been doing all of this duping and going back and forth all the time is, like, that didn't close and I went over it. It's probably going to kick me here in a second. Yeah, you're not hearing it. It's not going off. And there we go. Yeah. I'll be right back. And we're back. And I apparently never went outside. Did I actually deposit the things in the junk drawer? Yes, I did. Okay, so right at the junk drawer is when it decided to kick me. Good to know. Okay, so that door shut. That's what I was about to say, actually, before it kicked me, is... Ha! It shut that time, and you heard it. It also moved. Sometimes it will do what it just did, and kick me, whether it's raining or not, when I'm going towards the wool farm. And you might think that's a little excessive, because there's only 64 sheep and just mild bits of redstone in here. But wait. There's more. Yeah. Yeah. These are the only empty ones. The rest of them have stuff. These are for variations of the tower that I don't have all the pieces for. This one probably I have the most. That's second. That one, I don't really have that much for. These are for what I'm currently building. I should probably take these with me. These are going to be going on those little sections of the edge of the roof. I need a bunch of them because I'm going to do 4 per spot all the way around. So yeah, this is only going to be good for 16 blocks, this single stack. And it's like 19 that I need to do per side. So 19 times 4 times 4. Yeah, it's a lot of leaf litter. But it is for a thing that has a tree on it, so it would make sense that, the leaves might die and end up on the edge of the roof. Plus, they help with spawn proofing, so things don't fall on my head. It's very handy. These are for what goes inside of the build. Spoiler alert, I do have some glazed terracotta, and they're necessary for that build. Thank you for pointing that out, Silent. These are for overworld projects that are not inside of a build, but part of a build. And that's just extras for the nether hub that I haven't cut yet. These... Oh, well, that's a spoiler for another version of a build that I'm not ready to do yet. But over here... Yeah, most of these are duped materials. I did also find a creaking heart, and duped the fuck out of that. Sorry for the language, but it's just the case. Here's the extras. I went a little ham on the lime. I was thinking about something. Same thing with the purple, and I wasn't paying attention. And I duped way more than a shulker box worth, so I might just turn these into glaze and use them for something else. These I'm setting aside just to fix the roof, because it's probably going to be a block or 2 off on several of those sides. And I don't want to have to craft more. I just don't want to. And these are everything that I have duped, including Sharp 5, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. And yes, I've been using a pink bundle to do it. Don't judge me. Or do, I really don't care. What I do care about is why do the gray, black, and brown terracottas look very much the same in the actual, inventory view? But cyan looks gray. Bruh. You're ruining my favorite color. Stop it. Yeah, I've been a busy little Zecco. And apparently I have 63 extra beacons that wouldn't fit in that double chest, so I just left them here. Feels good to get that off my chest. Not out of my chest, because clearly everything is still in these chests. But yeah, I've been busy. Very, very busy. And have enough to take out an extra 100 days from the counter. Also, one other thing to show you before we get back into finishing the roof, because I would like to get that tree up before the end of this episode, is if I come over right here, every single slot in each of these shulker boxes is the item that is named. Boots, pants, shirt, hat. Fortune, silk picks, wings, bow, sword, hoe, fishing rod, shield, shovel, axe. These ones are just the extra stuff. Yes, I did dupe the crap out of wither skulls just so I had extras. And these are 2 more of the thing that I showed you at the beginning of the episode that's in my ender chest right now. My alt also has 3 of them in his shulker box. And these are extras that I couldn't fit into any of those boxes. But just to prove my words, we're going to go with the sword one, just because, and for no other particular reason. I don't care if I die. Unless I'm wearing or holding this shulker box, in which case, yeah, I would very much care that I lost all of those. But I'm not going to be that stupid, because that would be very stupid. But yeah, I've got all of that situated, pre-done. I am not concerned with life and death consequences. I can just have fun. Just have fun. What a concept in a Minecraft world. I can just have fun. And if something gets lost, who cares? I don't. And neither should you. Because I can have fun. Whee! That is why we dupe. We don't dupe to break the game. We dupe to be able to have fun without consequence. Without having to judge, is this safe? Should I do this? Will I lose all my good stuff? I don't care anymore. For about 27 deaths, I don't care anymore, and then I have to start to worry because I'll still have like 4 sets left. Now, will you be nice to me? Or will you be aggressive? Let's see. What direction do I really hope you go to? I want the arms to go out that way and out that way so they're visible, like full frontal this way and from the farms. Okay. So will you be nice to me? Uh, well, you kind of did what I wanted, but also you didn't. It's the wrong direction. Game, why you do this? Why you make me fix you? Why can't you just be, like, right the first time? I actually do need some of these, actually. So that's fine. You get a pass because I need some of these leaves. How many of those? I got 6, 8. That's good. I'll just break the rest of these. Because I do actually need some. So you know what, game? You're fine. I appreciate you not doing what I wanted because you gave me what I needed. Or I would say that if I could pick that up. Break, damn you! Okay, now they should all break on their own, and we can try that again in the morning, because it's somehow already a Minecraft night again. But I'm glad that these pretty regularly give you replacement saplings. I don't want to place that again until these have pretty much gone. But you know what? I have a hoe. Let's speed this along. Merry Christmas, ho ho ho. Like the world's redstoniest Santa Claus. I think of all story beings, Santa would probably be a redstoner, let's be honest. Jack Frost would definitely be PvP, but Santa would absolutely be a redstoner. I mean, just look at my jacket. It's basically his jacket. It's red, has flashy bits, and it looks cool on me and has a big old black spot. And no, it's not cookies. Promise. Just gonna have to take my word for it. I don't actually eat Minecraft cookies, because those actually don't do anything for your hunger bar at all. I don't know what their purpose is aside from killing parrots. And if you do that to parrots, you're a bad person. On another note, the one thing I actually like about doing this on this massive size of a roof is I don't actually lose any of the materials that fall. Okay, those are going out that way. Maybe you'll cooperate and go out the direction I want you to, sideways. Eh. Hey, perfect. Now I just need the things that light it up. and to clean the rest of this stuff up. But it is a price I'm willing to pay. Ow, with my feet. Okay, let's try that again. Yum. Okay, get that cleaned up. Come over here. I don't need this jut out junk. Yeah, that goes too. Is that everything that's going to show up on the map? Pretty much. Yeah, that could stay. Anything else down here look out of place? No, I think everything else either despawned or got broken. So we're good. We have the desired shape and spin of the tree, and it actually only took 2 attempts. I'm shocked. Usually the trees are mean to me and they want to make me try 5 times. But that, even without the light, actually looks really good. Why does it look so good? Because the sea lanterns are glowing through the bottom of the slab. Perfect. Still need the lanterns, though. I need to put some of this stuff away. I'll do that off camera. You don't have to watch me sort things. That was boring to do on my own. But thank you all for watching, and hope you've enjoyed my rants yet again. And I will see you for tomorrow's episode, which will hopefully be just as interesting, as we have more to do on the actual build. I would very much like to see this thing done, and I've only got 2 layers of the roof in and none of the lighting. Or safety rails. That should probably be a priority, shouldn't it? Alright, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. Please. I beg you.